5 Days to Truth, Day 2, Mining Your Internal Universe. Welcome to Day 2. I hope that yesterday you had a very insightful time experiencing what it's like to feel inside your body or embodied. I wonder for you what it was like to notice over the last 24 hours if you were 6 feet out in front of yourselves or if you were sitting down in your feet. Today, we're going to begin by dropping into the body and then doing an investigation to begin to mine a treasure. The thing about finding treasures in the trash is that sometimes we feel like those things in life that have been the hardest for us, or those parts of ourselves which we're ashamed of or are hard to feel, should be disowned, pushed down so that we don't have to deal with it. In this second meditation, we'll begin to investigate from inside the body on what's there. Sometimes it can be an emotion that we don't want to feel, like a lack of confidence or shame. Other times it's a hard experience that we haven't metabolized all the way through. And instead, we've shoved it down somewhere in our body so that we don't have to feel the hard emotions surrounding it. So we'll begin today by closing our eyes and going into a meditation, and I'll guide you to begin to pull some of what we would call trash or dumpster diving and pulling out those potential gems that we can begin to look at and reintegrate into our lives. So sit comfortably on a cushion or a chair, and we'll begin. Closing your eyes and beginning to connect with the breath and using the prompt from day 1 of breathing in through the nostrils, past the back of the throat, touching the heart, the solar plexus, the lower belly, the legs, and all the way to the feet. Feeling the feet on the ground, feeling the body from the inside out. We'll do 3 to 4 extended breaths using this prompt to feel our body, to turn inward, to connect with the entire universe of you. If the thinking mind is active today, connect in with the breath, connect in with the lower belly and the legs, dropping down into the feet, and focus on the sensation of the breath traveling all the way down the body and all the way back up. Noting to the mind, thank you. Your job is to think and protect me. I'm grateful. But I'm going to go visit another part of myself today, a deeper part. As you're breathing into the body, further and further down, begin to count down as if you might be descending a set of stairs from 10 to 9, from 9 to 8, from 8 to 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, and finally 1. And at the bottom of the stairs, see a doorway. Open that door to enter the inner open that door to enter the inner universe of you. And just notice what sensations or feelings are here. And we'll just begin to inquire. What do you have to tell me or show me? What don't I want to see? Or what do I know is there, but I feel like I suppress or disown because perhaps it's hard or I'm embarrassed? What trips me up in life? What am I working hard not to show? What am I holding deep down inside so that I can just keep going on with life? Notice what comes forward, not from the mind, from the body. Where is it located in the body? Perhaps it's a story or just a sensation. What's its shape or texture? How big or small is the emotion or sensation or energy? And again, if the mind wants to get into story or protect you from it, you can just tell the mind, it's okay. I'll be back with you in a short time. And come back to the body, back to the sensation, back to investigating what's here, what part of you has been disowned or put away, what part of you do you work hard to hide, or what experience do you just not want to deal with? And can we let it come forward in the body, continuing to breathe? Maybe an emotional come, fear, anxiety, sadness. That's okay. Just breathe, knowing you're safe. Maybe some resistance is present. Allow that resistance to be there just as it is, but invite it to soften. And again, if you suffer from trauma around whatever's coming up and it gets overwhelming, you can just crack your eyes ever so slightly and pick something to focus on in the room to bring you back to present time. And if you don't feel like you're in a trauma state, keep your eyes closed and focused on this part of you that you've disowned or the experience that you haven't wanted to deal with. We're not thinking our way into it, we're not examining it from the mind, but rather we're allowing the body to bring it up from sensation, from feeling, from emotion, from energy, so that we can experience it from an embodied place. Examining this inner terrain, this inner world, and all that is you, including the parts we want to trash or get rid of. And continuing to breathe in mostly silent meditation as you investigate this part or parts, this experience or experiences that you've been trying to push away for a long time. Things to pay attention to could be if there's rage or anger, if there's fear or anxiety, if there's sadness or grief, if there's resistance or contraction. How can I invite those shadowier emotions forward to tell me what they have to say, to be with them in a new way, in an honest way, in a truthful way? How can I reveal the truth of who I am to myself? And you don't have to go too far with this today. This is just noticing. We're digging around in your inner universe. Pull up what we might deem to be quote unquote the trash so that we can begin to alchemize it into a treasure. And all you need to do today is investigate and notice what's here that wants to be seen but that hasn't been able to be fully embraced or seen or loved by you. And when you're ready, bringing your breath up the body just slightly to rest in the solar plexus, and seeing yourself from the outside in, seeing yourself sitting in meditation and offering yourself compassion, safety, and love. Love for these difficult experiences or parts of yourself you're not proud of or too hard to be with. And gratitude for the courage you're showing now to begin to investigate and see the truth of who you are in all its beauty. Now coming back into the body and taking a breath through both nostrils, the back of the throat, down to the heart, the solar plexus, the lower gut, the legs, and all the way down into the feet. And placing the attention on the back of the neck as you crack your eyelids just a little bit while holding the attention on the back of the neck to keep yourself down and in your body. Slowly allowing more light to enter and connecting back into present time and space. Taking one last deep full body breath. So today's journal prompt, if you have your journal with you, will be to write about the parts that you've disowned or the experiences that you've pressed down in your journal. What started to peek around the corner inside of the inner universe that wants to be seen? Or maybe something's jumping up and down saying, "See me." And begin to pick one, just one, for this 5-day experience and begin to write about it. Write about its origin story, maybe how long it's been around, how old you were when you first noticed it, what you think it might say about who you are or the kind of person you are, what it feels like to be with this part of yourself. Even if just for a second or maybe even longer, what was it like to sit with it? Why it feels like it needs to stay in the dumpster, stay hidden. Write about what emotions came up. Do this for about 5 or 10 minutes. And your homework for day 2 will just be to notice when this part of you is trying to peek through, or maybe is knocking loudly on the door, and just for a few minutes, imagine what it would be like to let it in. Been lovely to be with you. Much meta. See you tomorrow.